Hi, welcome. Hope Zvara here with my 40 days on the mat, and today is day 35 of our 40 days. This has been an amazing practice so far. I hope you've been enjoying the variety that I've been showing you, but also, again, just the consistency of coming to your mat day after day after day, even if it is only 10 minutes. I like to always think that the quality of what I put into my mat far outweighs the quantity, because sometimes not only are we mentally and spiritually involved, but a lot of times we're not physically alert enough, and that's when we hurt ourselves. So today we're going to be working with a resistance band. And so usually your bands go by color. Typically a blue is a heavier band, and then like a yellow is a light band, a red or a purple tend to be more of a medium band. So work with what you feel comfortable with, something that you can control that won't control you. So we want it to be challenging, but we also want it to be doable and workable. All right, let's begin. Let's start by standing. We'll just warm up. All of the principles that you've been working with me over time here still apply. So we still want to make sure that we're in pelvic neutral. We still want to make sure that we're contracting anal sphincter, perineum, urethra, those pelvic floor walls, and feeling that contraction internally through our torso circuit, or basically the entire core 360-degree round. Our appendages, or our arms or legs, are only an extension of our core, just as our spine is always the integrity line of what we do with our core. So let's stand to the center of the band, and then if you'd like to, feel free to stick a block between the legs or a mini ball, and that will just help your core charge a little bit more if you're new to really deep, detailed core work. We'll hold the band like you would a cup of water. So the band comes around. Have a good resistance. You can always change that as you go. Elbows attached to the rib cage. Slide your shoulders down so they're not rounded or overly drawn back where the rib cage protrudes. Try to keep the bottom of the rib cage drawn down and really work on breathing laterally into your side body. For women, the image of a strapless dress comes to mind, and we kind of inflate in order to keep that from sliding down. Lower glutes contract to help assist the pelvic core, but not in place of the pelvic core. Exhale, curl up, and inhale, release down slow. Exhale, contract on the pelvic floor. Inhale, release. Nice job. 8 more. Breathe wide into the lungs. I'm feeling my pelvic floor pick up, and the lower glutes contract as a complement. Never should the shoulders shrug around. And now let's go out to the side. And these arm exercises are actually great for rotator cuff, but if you're working with a rotator cuff injury, use a lighter band not to strain that joint or those muscles and tendons. Exhale out and inhale down slow. The challenge is here to try not to have the arm at like a 45-degree angle. Actually try to really bring it to a nice 90-degree angle at the side. And so this is a good challenge if you have tighter pectoral muscles and a weak, overstretched, or underdeveloped upper back. Exhale, curl, keep the knuckles directly to your side walls, almost like there's laser pointers. Exhale, curl up. We want to make sure the wrist is always straight. It's never crooked or broken looking. And again, I'm integrity and strong here. It's like I'm ready for a boxing match. 5 more. Remember where you're contracting to begin. Last one. Nice job. All right, now I'm going to turn sideways. Open my feet a little bit on the band so that they're more of a modern hips distance, what most people would equate outer hips with as hips distance. You're going to bring your feet about that far. Make sure if you have flat feet, you're watching that the knees don't collapse, but really try to pay attention to picking up on the main arch of the foot, which will help bring some more stability into the inside of the ankle. We'll flip the band now. So now your pinky finger is by the cut end of the band. Bend your knees, shoot your hips back, and as you fold, try not to drop your belly out and push way back and open your sit bones. All the pressure and strain is going to come to the crick of the lower back, and you've just hammocked all of your core strength. So keep neutral and engage the pelvic floor. So I feel a little bit like my sit bones are hugging to initiate that press forward. All right, find a good healthy place for the band. Elbows again are tight towards the ribs. Without flaring the chest, keep the shoulders back. Inhale And exhale, pelvic core engages, lift higher than the hip without rounding or hunching in the shoulder. And release slow. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Try to keep the back nice and long. Notice how I'm not using the word flat. Our spine is not flat. Definitely feeling this through the triceps. Again, keep the wrist long. Take that mental moment to make sure that you're using your deep core rather than just trying to pull with your arms. If I go to a really heavy resistance on the band, I'm going to start throwing the band rather than actually being able to do what I'm capable of. 5 more. Take your time. Let's not confuse speed with a quality workout. Exhale, roll yourself up. Nice work. All right, step off the band. And now hold the band at the center at about shoulder's distance. Again, watch the wrists not to kink or go crooked. Come into a high lunge position. So if I turn to the length of the mat, step back with your right foot. Feet are hips distance, square and level the hips. Engage the inner thighs. Band comes overhead, again, shoulders distance. Relax the shoulders down. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull the band out. Inhale, resist slowly. I'm going to go a little bit wider on my hands. The goal is to not go all the way down the back, but to create a healthy resistance to really challenge the deltoids. Exhale. Ground through your front foot. Inhale. Keep the wrists long. Think about pointing your knuckles towards the sides of the room. 3 more. Exhale, lower the band down in front now. Again, plug the shoulders back. This time we're going to come into functional warrior 1. So turn the back foot flat, but the toe and heel is straight forward, which will challenge a new portion of your calf. And remember, wherever the hip goes, the knee goes. Wherever the knee goes, the hip should go. So we want to make sure that everything is pointing forward without protruding the belly out. So keep neutral, keep the pelvic core strong. Plug your shoulders back, much like they're against the wall. Again, watch your wrists. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Keep the wrists long. No strain on the neck, space in the jaw. Press long into the back leg, feeling the stretch initiate from the groin of the back leg. 4 more. One more. Nice job. Step up with the back leg. Roll the shoulders. Let's bring the band folded in half behind. Roll the shoulders open. Let the hips come forward. Open through the chest. Bend your knees. Shoot your hips back. Nice chest expander. Hold the band in order to have the arms off the hips. Not that you're stuck by your hips. Try to create some space here. Bend your knees, roll yourself up, and we are going to repeat the opposite side. Step back, feet are hips distance, level and square the hips. Back leg is long, but I don't need to sit way back into the heel, just be a little elevated. Engage the inner thighs. Again, that's a good line for the core to start activating. I'm going to work to keep my wrists long, holding the band either with a slight fist or fingertips extended. Drop your shoulders not to strain the deltoid, especially if you have tighter upper shoulders. Really be very conscious not to overdo it. Here we go. Deep breath in. Inflate your lungs. Breathe out. Inhale. Notice how I'm not bringing the band all the way behind my neck. Strong core. See if you can hone in on the pelvic floor. Steady front knee right on top of the ankle, really challenging through the stability of the front ankle. This will be 5. We're going to do 5 more. Take your time. When my hips are square and my legs are where they should be, I'm going to start to feel the lower glute cheek of the front leg and then possibly a good stretch through the groin of the back leg. 1 more. Exhale, lower the band down. Step up just enough to get the heel flat and double check the back foot. If you're not used to a functional version of Warrior One, that foot's going to kick out. For the majority of us, the outer side of the leg is tighter, so the foot gets pulled outward. Re-square. The stride may be short, that's okay. Neutral pelvis. Shorten your stride until you can get there. Bend the front knee, keep the outside of the back hip moving forward. Grab your resistance band, draw your shoulders back, deep breath in, long wrists. Breathe out. Inhale. Press long, shin into calf on the back leg to get a nice little stretch going. The reason why I'm having you exhale when you press out, so you can keep the strength coming from here versus trying to muscle through it. Back feels spread wide. Chest does not feel like it's collapsed. Three more. Last one. Nice job. Lower the band down, step up, roll out the shoulders. Great job. Let's come to kneeling. So as you come to a kneeling position, kneel on the center of the band and make your band like the letter X. So this easily confuses people. So I want you to cross your band so it looks like an X. Keep it crossed, and now you have your right hand holding the left side of the band, your left hand holding the right side of the band. Don't switch the band. Neutral pelvis, pelvic floor is strong. Bring both hands over to your left hip. So I haven't re-switched the band back to where it was. Keep the torso squared forward and watch that you're not sitting in your lower back. Keep the front core now trying to re-stimulate itself. If you're someone that has a very thrown forward pelvis or a very lordotic lower back, your lower back is usually short and tight and your front abdominals are weak and overstretched. We want to start balancing that out. Or you might be vice versa. Lead with the elbow like you're drawing a sword like a knight. It's a 2-part breath. Inhale, straight wrist, exhale. So this is my kinked wrist. Press long through the fist, that laser pointer. Inhale, elbow high without shrugging. Exhale, bring it back to the hip. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lower glutes are active, but only because I can feel my pelvic core strong. Otherwise, we have a tendency to squeeze the booty and confuse that for the core. Strong through here. Just let your breath guide you. Feel full lung capacity. 3 more. If you need knee padding, make sure you've padded your knees. I don't want you to be in pain. Last one. Awesome. Let's hop over to the opposite side. Adjust your resistance accordingly. Lead with the elbow. It's going to go high. Inhale. Watch the wrist. Exhale. Inhale, elbow is high. Exhale, bring it to the hip. Inhale, draw your sword. Exhale, I'm strong through here. Inhale, and exhale down. Nice. Inhale. Stiffen strong, stiff in a good way. Co-contraction, you're using all the muscles of the core. If I touch my abdomen, I'm contracted and strong. I'm just going to leave that down. Inhale, exhale, stability. Inhale, exhale. I'm only as strong as my weakest link. Breathe out. 3 more. Long wrist. 2 more. Focus on your breath. Breathe into your lungs. That's why they're there. Last one. Nice job. All right, take both ends now in their own hands. Turn your palms up so the band is coming across the pointer finger and thumb to the pinky side of the hand. Bend your elbows. I'm a little uneven here. Let me just shift. Inhale, pelvic core is strong. Exhale, bring the band overhead. I'm actually pinning it with my thumb. Inhale, open about shoulder level, elbows bent, folds of the elbows up. Exhale. I'm actually thinking and envisioning that lift coming from here and outsourcing to my arms versus trying to just use my deltoids where the shoulder cap kind of rounds forward. Inhale, loose fist will work fine. Exhale, the folds of my elbows are not out in, not popping forward. And then slowly down, drop your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, pelvic core engages. Inhale, if you really want to protect your shoulders, learn how to use your core. Exhale, contract. You can do core contraction, pelvic core work anywhere. You don't have to be on your yoga mat. Exhale. Let's see if we can do 4 more. If you're only going to go halfway, that's fine. If you start losing it and your arms go funky, either let out on the band or don't go all the way. 2 more. Last one. Keep the chin level with the earth. Shoulder height will pulse 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower down. Nice job. Roll out the shoulders. Awesome. All right, release the band. Come onto your back. Roll yourself down, knees into the chest. Give your lower back a nice squeeze and spread. Arms open to T. Legs come to a tabletop. Pelvis is in neutral. Spread and broaden through the back body. Inhale. Exhale, drop your legs halfway to the right. Inhale through the nose. Really anchor your left shoulder. Exhale through the nose. And now drop the legs all the way. Press your top knee a little bit more onto the bottom knee. You can pin the top leg, broaden your upper back as you look to the left. And then turn the head back to center. Exhale, contract. Readjust the body. Inhale, neutral pelvis. Exhale, drop the legs halfway to the left. Pause here. And then drop your legs. Readjust your hips if necessary. Press the top leg a little bit more onto the bottom leg. Broaden through the upper back so the right shoulder comes closer to the floor. Feel free to assist the top leg. Depending on the restriction in the spine, you may be better off with a block between the thighs. Go with what serves you best. And then back to center, knees into your chest. Release the feet to the floor. Feet are hips distance. You should not be able to touch your heels with your middle finger. Roll the low back into the mat and articulate the spine up. Chin to chest, roll the shoulders under. And if necessary, hold your band if your hands don't comfortably touch. Keep your legs moving towards each other without squeezing the glutes too hard. So try to relax out your glutes, and they should be able to kick in on their own. Feel the full foot on the mat. No lower back pain. Either walk your feet out further or even slightly wider. Inhale through the nose, press down through the arms, but do not pull your knuckles towards your heels. What that will do is lengthen out the cervical column and end up forcing you to lose the curve in the cervical spine. Breathe into your lungs laterally and feel the stretch through the shoulders. Inhale, lift your heels, broaden your shoulders and roll it down. Knees into your chest. Full body stretch. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Right hand on the lower belly, left hand on the lower lungs. And just take a few moments to bring consciousness to your breathing once again. Bend your knees, take with that breath, roll to your side as you come up. So it's amazing what about a $5 investment can do for you. So the next time you're on your mat and you're thinking about variety, throw in some of the moves that we just did today. Your students will thank you, your body will thank you. For more information, visit my website at hopezvara.com. And remember again, I can't say this enough, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 40 minutes, all of that time you spend on your mat does add up and it does count. But now the real work begins. What will you do with what you learned today and integrate it into your everyday life? I look forward to seeing you again on the mat soon. Namaste.